Hello again, here we are back in my garden. It's the 5th of April and it's a lovely sunny day. It is a little bit fresh, we've got a bit of a breeze and it's about 13-14 degrees, but it's lovely. Now you normally see me in my vegetable patch, which is just here behind me. But I've been chatting to somebody called Maria on the page and she was asking if we actually have any flowers in our garden, and I'm like, yeah, we do have quite a few flowers in our garden. So we thought we'd give you a little tour so you know what happens at this end of the garden. This is our Tortoise Enclosure. Francesco might be able to zoom in on her. This is Templeton. She's not even ours, but we spend ages looking after this thing. This is our daughter's tortoise. And this is her sort of summer area that she can live in. Do you want to have a look inside, Francesco?
Yeah, go on.
We made this, didn't we, a few years ago, so she can be outside. So she's got an inside area with heating, believe it or not. And lighting. It's all off at the moment because obviously she's outside. But then when the weather's nice, she can come outside and be outside in the sunshine, which is much better for her. Isn't it, Temp? Hey? Right, let's move along to the next bit of the garden. I might have mentioned in another video, this is an extension of her area, but it was full of weed I couldn't get rid of. So in the end, we've covered it in plastic and I've left it covered up since last spring. So I'm hoping to uncover it quite soon and open the gap in the fence bit there, and then she'll be able to come through into here as well. It's not like she hasn't got enough room, but it's there. She might as well use it. This is a bit of one of those areas in our garden which I kind of put bits and bobs in. I'm not really sure what else to do with them, or if I've got spares, or sometimes my mum and sister will say, I've got X, Y and Z, do you want it? And I'll bung it in here. Lots of roots from this tree, but ultimately what's fabulous about it is all the leaves fall down and create a natural mulch, so I don't really have to weed it very much at all. And everything's coming on really nicely. It's quite nice. Better than it used to be. It used to be a manky piece of grass, so I'm pleased with it. Over here you'll see is Francesco's kitchen. And I just keep a nice little garden around to the side there. Water butt, as always. Very important to conserve your water. Around here, we used to have a chicken run years ago, didn't we, Francesco? And this is what's left of the chicken run.
There's a story
the base was there, so we've put some sleepers on it and made a little bit of a raised bed there. But that's where our chickens used to be. Before that was there, to be fair. And this is a pergola we've had here, oh my gosh, for years. I mean, I can remember you building it when Roberta was little. So we're talking about sort of 22, 23 years ago. This went up, extended it a bit, but that's quite handy. I've got lots of lovely things growing there. This is a lovely Wisteria, which is just coming into bud. There's rose, I've got Jasmine, there's Clematis stuck in here with the ivy, and it's doing really well. It looked lovely in the spring. Well, I say in the spring, May time it'll look best. And then we come through here, and this is really the bit I concentrate on more in our garden. This is where I spend more time trying to make it look beautiful, because ultimately I can't see this from the house, but this is the bit near our house. And as you can see, it's a border. I tend to concentrate on having lots of evergreen bits and bobs, which kind of give you a constant interest. And then you've got various bits and bobs that come up, like perennials. The Camellias out in full flower at the moment, as you can see. She's looking lovely. And I always have things like these bobbing around. I do love the Hellebores. They look lovely this time of the year. But it's full of lovely new growth. Look, you can see on this. These are Daylilies. And they're all coming on beautifully. I tend to be a bit of a collector of Knick-Knacks. So this is from an old hot water tank, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's the inside to heat the water.
Like the element.
Yes.
And I just thought, you can't get rid of that, can you?
No.
And somebody was selling this lovely vase urn thing, which is an indoor vase, but I had it for a £5 and thought that looked nice in my garden. Yes. But yeah, lots of things are all coming on nicely. As you can see, these we called elephant's ears. They have got some sort of bikini, I think they are. And they will have lovely pink flowers on. There are a few jugs. I'm not really sure whether they're early or late this year. I can't honestly remember, but not an awful lot of sign of flowers on that at the moment, but they'll come on. At this point in the year, I tend to start to move a few bits and bobs. You kind of look at a few things. Things need to be divided, and you move a few bits. So I've just moved this Forsythia in here, which was in a pot and was all pot bound. So I popped that in there. I just need to keep an eye on her and keep watering her, because that is a beautiful plant. But I've got lots of bits and bobs on the go in here. You can see my spirea is about to come out in flower. Look, can you see all these lovely white fronds? A few more days and that'll be full of flower. It'll be lovely. And there we've got the pizza oven. Important addition to my husband's garden. He was most impressed that we were going to have one of them. And over here I've kind of got my little herb area. Just as easy to keep them in a pot. Quite often herbs will go a bit rampant. I'm amazed this year that all of my parsleys have survived. Look, I've got them in here, another one there, and they've all done really well and they've survived the winter, which is amazing. Here we've got this little bit of a border over here with a couple of trellises that my lovely husband has made me over the years, and they're doing really well. I've got a couple of clematis on that one. I think that's called a potato vine, this thing. It's a bit of a beast. It'll take over if I let it, but it's doing really well. This is, let me get out of the way of the sun, look, this is Francesco's little creation that he made. Look, we wanted a water feature. So I seem to recall we had a load of them stones off Mikey and Jenna, didn't we?
We did, yes.
We did. Okay, and then we come over to another pergola. Yet again, lovely hubby made this for us, I don't know how many years ago now, but it's not that many.
2018 that was.
All right, so as you can see, certain things have gone mad. For example, this up here is called the chocolate vine, and it's about to burst into lovely purple flowers, which all hang almost like tiny little groups of grapes. That's done really well, as that. But I've got lots of roses and things I'm trying to grow. I've just put a new clematis in here as well, and a new winter flowering Jasmine, which is only just in. So this end's a little bit bare at the moment, but it will come on. But what we tend to do is we have the lights that go along here on a timer, and they come on in the evening, and it's really lovely just to sit out here when the weather permits. And obviously this makes a lovely canopy, so in the summer we can sit outside and we've got some shade, as you can see at the moment. On the odd occasion we do get a heat wave in the UK, and then you do need to keep out of the sun. But everything's coming along lovely. I've lost you. Where's he gone?
I'm over here. You're too fast for me.
Too fast for you? I've had a really good sort out here and actually bought bags of like farmyard manure, which we set out all over the other day. I bought 6. I don't know what planet I was on thinking that would be enough, but it only literally did around the patio area, but everything should come on really well. In here I've got all the normal things that I've got everywhere else in my garden really, except I was just going to show you my poor hydrangea, which I've hacked back. They were a bit leggy last year and not particularly great on flowering. So as you can see, I've taken it right down. It will normally be sort of a good 70 centimetres tall, but I've given it a really good trim. And then just round to this bit, yet again, more bits and bobs that I've popped in over the years. I've got a new Camellia I popped in there this year. That was in a pot and not doing very well, so we've had a little look at that. So that is pretty much our garden. There's a little bit more there, as you can see. Lots of roses. Same suspects.
We are on the old drive.
And this is the old drive. Yeah, this used to come all the way up the side, up to our garage at the end there. So consequently, the soil here is only that sort of depth. And that does keep everything in a bit in control. Nothing goes too mad and gets too big, which is quite helpful. But the main thing I need to do next is get the weed feed and moss killer out, because there's loads of moss in this. But there we are. It's a job for another day. Should we go around the front?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Okay. We did all this as well, actually. We're very good, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or very stupid, maybe. We did all of this. We nearly killed each other in the process, to be fair. This is my lovely outside sink. My mum's friend gave her one. I think me and my sister had one each, and Francesco's put it up on legs so that I can have an outside sink, which is fab. I've used that all the while. And this is our driveway through to the front. Now, as you can see, these little pots, they've been doing lovely. They were full of daffs before, the little tete-a-tete, the little small ones, but they've all finished now. But now my tulips are about to come out, which will be lovely. And obviously these little pansies, they keep going. They always look nice. And I try and keep it looking nice at the front as much as you can. And through into the front garden. Now, this used to be grass. We had a hideous problem with moss and also with mare's tail, which just was rampant. It's a horrible weed. Once you've got it, you can't get rid of. Still pops up, actually. But what we did in the end is we popped down some black membrane to suppress it. And then I just keep topping up the shingle every so often. But we've had it like this, 20 odd years now, I think, haven't we? And certain things have been here for years and years, but quite a lot is quite new. I mean, I love that. I'm trying to sort of grow them up and around the window, but that's a climbing hydrangea, which you can see is doing well. And I've just transferred this rose in here. That was somewhere else, so that's now going to look lovely. This is something called the Bride, which will climb up there and have white flowers on later on, so it should be lovely. Garyleptica, not looking so healthy, I have to say, my Garyleptica. He's not happy, but we'll see. But just keep lots of bits and bobs in here. Francesco will be able to swing around in a minute and show you I've got a bird feeder and a bird bath here, and there's always lots of activity out here, except when we're in the garden, obviously, then you won't see a bird. And obviously that lovely yellow plant in front of him is a Forsythia. Lovely. And I've got a few bits and bobs over here. I've got the rose climbing and this lovely Camellia, which is a winter flowering Camellia. Didn't do very well at all in my back garden, but it's doing beautifully here now, and it's full in flower in about November time. So that's a lovely addition. This is now coming out as well. Look at her. Look at that one. Can't remember what it's called though. I think this was here before we were actually. This is one of the few plants that I've managed to keep. And interestingly, oh look out, we've got a tractor coming. The joy of living in the country. And interestingly, this is from my mum's garden. This is a Wisteria, which will have lovely pink flowers on soon. And it was too big for my mum's garden, so our son went and dug it up for me and brought it over, and we popped it in. And it is enormous, as you can see. When it's finished flowering, you have to really take it right back again, otherwise it would just take over the whole garden. And I think that's about it to show you in our garden here in the front. It always looks... Oh, look, there's some of the flowers I was talking about on the elephant's ears, look.
Oh yeah, the pink ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the front garden, because it's hotter and it's in the sun longer, whoop, don't trip over, everything comes on a bit quicker and a bit earlier, but everything's doing really well. I'm really pleased with everything so far. Just got to keep watering it. It's very dry here at the moment. We haven't had rain for ages, so I do have to keep coming out occasionally with the watering can or the hose pipe, but I hope everything's doing well. It seems to be, and we'll see you next time. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope Maria's liked seeing my plants. Thanks. Bye.